Hi, I'm Ron Iacobucci. I'm the Executive Director of Mass Hire South Shore. On behalf of the Mayor of Quincy, who's our CEO, I oversee the Mass Hire workforce system in the South Shore that goes from Quincy down to Plymouth. We serve 22 communities, and it's my pleasure to oversee about 50 dedicated individuals, both full-time, part-time, and on a consultant basis that provide services and programs to that region. What does Mass Hire do? Well, Mass Hire is funded by the Department of Labor. Monies flow through the Commonwealth and into the city of Quincy. And basically, we're charged with providing services to customers, both job seekers as well as employers, and connecting those people. Our job is to get people back to work. Our job is to serve employers in their needs in terms of filling positions. Mass Hire also works very, very hard to bring people up. We provide a significant amount of dollars for training so that people can get a better footing in terms of their employment and hopefully a better job, better pay. We work in 3 different units. One is a fiscal unit, which oversees the funding and keeps track of all of that. One is the board, the workforce board, which is appointed by the mayor and provides oversight and sets policy for the region. And then the other, and more important, which is really the face of what the public sees, is the operations end of it, our career center. Our main career center is located in Quincy at 1515 Hancock Street. And we also are providing access around the region. We're also working to eventually have a mobile career center that we can bring to town halls, city halls, shopping malls, so people could access our services and our programs. So what are some of the most important sectors in the South Shore? Construction, manufacturing, healthcare. We've got a team that identifies what those sectors are. We're working to meet the needs of the employers in those sectors. Our goal is to focus on where the demand is with businesses, with employers, so that we can meet those needs. So what are the services that the Career Center can offer? Some people say we're the best kept secret. And obviously, you know, it's important. We're not the unemployment office, and people look at us as the unemployment office. We're not there for unemployment, but we could provide some assistance to people who are struggling with their unemployment if they want to come into our Career Center. But basically, we're there to provide basic services to people, whether it's helping with their job search, with their resumes. We have a number of workshops that support our job seekers in their effort. We could help them with their interviewing. There's just a variety of things that we could do that are all related to finding a job. We've got that hot jobs list that comes out. We've got on the other side, we've got you know, the fact that we're doing career fairs and we're bringing employers in and, like I said, connecting people. I mean, our focus is to help you get back to work. With our employers, the focus is to find suitable people to fill the positions that they need to be filled in their work. So what trends are we seeing with hiring? Obviously, the pandemic is kind of been a catalyst to change the work the work scene. You know, a lot of people now are preferring hybrid. Before the COVID hit, it was the future of work. The robots are coming, and we were adapting and adjusting to that. COVID hit, it's the future of work. COVID's here. How do we adapt and adjust to that? And now it's the future of work where people are just not going back to work because of the things that I talked about before: healthcare, childcare, you know, other issues, transportation. A lot of people don't want to go back to their old jobs. They want better jobs now. They want jobs where they don't have to work every day in a work environment. They can work hybrid. So those are the kinds of challenges that we're facing now as we try to provide the services and programs that we are offering in order to meet the needs of the employers, in order to meet the needs of the job seekers. So things are changing, and we're adapting and adjusting to that. We'll wait to see what comes next. So what are our goals for the future? It's to provide better access to people. That's why we're talking about creating that mobile center. It's to provide an opportunity to meet a need in customer service. Data supports the fact that a lot of the employers require customer service as a skill that they're looking for, and we're going to be working and partnering with the Disney Institute to provide customer service skills to our customers. We're also going to be providing some wellness opportunities, because that, I think, makes a big difference in shaping people. We have a program called Bounce, which is going to change a lot of the job seekers that are coming in terms of their thinking. So these are the kinds of things that we want to bring to us to make us better. We have a lot of folks that are working very hard and doing the best they can, but we know we can do better. And so these are the kinds of things that we want to roll out over the next several months to make things better. Welcome back. We're joined now by one of our rock stars, Sarah Hecker, who oversees our operations at the Career Center. Welcome, Sarah.
Thank you very much for having me, Ron.
Tell us what you do.
I am the director of the Career Center in Quincy. We offer services to job seekers and services to businesses. And, you know, yeah.
Day to day.
Day to day.
You're there, what, 3 days in the office, and 2 days, I think, the staff work remotely?
Yep. The Career Center is open to the public 4 days a week, and our staff do have a hybrid schedule. Since the pandemic, we found that that was a way to accommodate people in terms of their, work-life balance, and it's worked out really well. We've actually had several staff who have come in from other centers, given the fact that we do have that hybrid schedule. And people are responsive in terms of getting their services there in person. At this point, we are increasing our in-person services and having really good results. We also offer many workshops virtually and access to the Career Center seminar, which is our introductory sort of workshop to the center, and it also is a requirement when someone is receiving unemployment. So it's part of the RSAIA program.
And you've got a great team working for you that breaks down
into,
tell me where it breaks down.
Sure.
Youth and...
Yep, so we have a youth director who does fantastic work on many different types of contracts, including WIOA Youth. We also have a team that serves in the RSAIA capacity, so they sort of overlap very closely with UI. We're not the unemployment center, we're the re-employment center, and so we really want to differentiate ourselves in that way. Then we have a team that collects documentation and helps for enrollment in WIOA for our intensive services, and then we have a whole team that administers those intensive services, including our ITA program. So our individual training accounts that are funded under the federal legislation. We offer up to $10,000 for non-credit and $12,000 for credited courses in order to get folks, kind of up that professional ladder. We seek to really put people on a trajectory so that they can compound any of the credentials that they get from our center with additional credentials as they move forward into their career.
And we're located where with our Career Center?
We are located at 1515 Hancock Street. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. And anybody could walk in, right?
Anybody.
You don't need an appointment to come to the front desk?
No, you do not need an appointment. No.
But the point of entry, though, is the Career Center seminar.
The Career Center seminar, yes.
How does that work?
So the state has a system called JobQuest. So JobQuest would be the first registration point for anybody who comes in the center. However, if you're not registered on JobQuest, you can still come into the center. We can help you register on JobQuest. We can make sure that you are, go through that Career Center seminar, either facilitated or the state has consolidated that into a 15-minute video, which is great for anybody who wants to get on that fast track. We work with a lot of community partners who send folks over to us, and we sometimes send folks out to them, whether it's the Housing Authority or DTA, MRC, and Department of Transitional Assistance for anybody who is not in the acronym world. MRC is Mass Rehab Commission for anybody who's not in the acronym world. So those are some of our mandatory partners at the state level. We also have other partners at the local level, but always looking to find new community organizations to partner with to support job seekers or businesses. Yeah.
And you're providing services, basic services, intensive services. I don't know if you want to describe.
Yeah,
maybe
sure.
some of-
So the basic services include all of our workshops, any of our resource room offerings. We have a resource room that is, moderately staff assisted 4 days a week while it's open. It's really sort of a intended to be a self-directed place, but you can use the computer, you can use the printer. We do have 1 day a week where we have a sort of an intensive staff-assisted time on Monday mornings where people can come in, but all of those are offered as a basic service. Individualized service, again, includes that ITA. It includes sort of an intensive job search and job coaching process, intensive resume review. We do a basic resume review. We have a basic resume and cover letter workshop, and we'll do, sort of basic reviews on a sort of a short-term basis. But for intensive services, we do require enrollment. But all services, whether they're basic or intensive, are very much quality services where we are devoted to making sure that everyone has a good experience at the center, whether it's virtual or in person. Everyone is welcome. We really want to make sure that people know that we're there and that we're open, and that they can come in to get those services.
And you could serve people that are not necessarily just on unemployment, but they could be
Yes.
underemployed,
Yes.
they could be in a job looking to get a better job,
Yep.
or they could be maybe just stepping out because of COVID and they're not participating.
Yep.
And we welcome them back, and we could plug them into almost everything. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. Anyone who's underemployed or looking to get on a career track, maybe you're in an industry that sort of has a ceiling.
Yep.
Myself, I came from the restaurant business, obviously that has a ceiling. So if you're looking to sort of change jobs or, develop maybe a new process to move forward, we can absolutely help with that.
Yep.
And we welcome that. We want to make sure that we are driving additional interest in the center that's not just through unemployment, which is mandated, right? So we have people who are mandated to come into the center who are not necessarily thrilled to be there, and so we want to make sure that we're getting people in the door who are happy and looking forward to using our services.
And all of these services and programs cost what to an individual that's walking in?
Absolutely nothing.
There you go.
So
It's
that's
your tax dollars at work,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the best part about it is that services are free to anyone, whether they be basic or intensive, completely free to people who are living or working in the United States. So, you don't necessarily have to have full citizenship to be a part of the program. As long as have a resident work visa, we can also still offer those additional services. We do have a few individuals on site who speak Mandarin as well as Vietnamese. We also have access to a language relay system. So for anybody speaking any language that's not English, we do have that support to make sure that we are able to communicate with people if English is their second language. Our partners as well, our community partners, offer ESL, to get people up to that point. Same thing with anybody who doesn't have a GED or a HiSET. We also have partners that can, increase that capacity as well. So if we don't offer it, we know someone who offers it. And so we are always happy to make those referrals out to partners while, providing that support too, so making sure that we stay in communication with our partners and support job seekers sort of across industry functions.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if people can't physically come in, they've got a phone number they can call, right? And get
Yep.
plugged in that way, which is?
Absolutely. It's 617-745-4000.
There you go.
617-745-4000.
Exactly. And there's a great team at the front desk that'll
Yes.
answer that call.
Absolutely.
Or if someone does leave a message, we do get back to them
Yep.
immediately,
Yep.
and we'll plug them in appropriately.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yep. And if they can't physically come into the center, again, we have all those virtual services that can be accessed, including individualized services. You know, we will set up a one-on-one meeting with folks when appropriate. And again, those group sessions are good as well.
Yeah.
We are happy to be offering a very innovative product called Bounce.
Yes.
It
Tell us
is-
about that.
Yes.
It'll
so
make a
this
difference
is-
in people's
It will make a
lives.
huge difference in anyone's life who
Yep.
is able to take it. This is a program that was developed in Australia by CEO Maria Smith. She developed it in response to the Australian government needing to get folks off of unemployment. Australia does not put a time frame on their unemployment, and they were finding, you know, that obviously there was a significant cost associated with that. So she developed this. What it basically is a soft skills training program. It's an intensive program that really looks internally at what drives someone. What are they intrinsically motivated by? How are they utilizing their thought processes to get a job and to get to the end conclusion? And we have had great success with our pilot. It is a program that has been offered in Worcester, Mass Hire for a couple of years. So we're really excited to be partnering with them and sort of supporting one another sort of across the Mass Hire brand. So I think that it has a lot of capacities to sort of create cohesion there. But it's really exciting stuff. It is definitely a holistic look at the individual and really getting to fundamental mindset change. In Australia, the government did a study and it's being pushed out throughout the country, and they noted that people who took Bounce got off of unemployment much faster than the folks who did not. And so it's really exciting stuff. Yeah.
And we hope to offer it to our customers on a regular basis.
Absolutely. So our next our next session is slated for April 11th, 12th, and 13th. We have had a lot of interest. It was very cool to roll out because there was a lot of sort of naysayers, right? Because in-person services, ever since the pandemic, have had a lot of challenge getting started. But it is a 3-day in-person program, and we had 13 people enrolled, and we graduated 10 of those people. And the feedback was phenomenal. Everyone was really excited. They even said, "I'd come back for a 4th day. I'd come back for a 5th day." You know, it was just fantastic to see the mindset change. It really evolved people's thinking in-house too, right? So our staff have really grown to accept this new program and really take it into the next level, right, in terms of implementation. So
And we've got a great team.
we do.
Passionate about what they do.
Very.
Very dedicated to giving back. Very dedicated, I think, to serving the public.
Yeah.
So we invite you, if you're listening, to come on in. Right,
Yeah,
Sarah?
for sure,
All
for
right,
sure,
excellent.
absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me.
Welcome back. I'm joined by another one of our rock stars, Mike Santos, who's the manager of our business services and recruitment team. Mike, welcome.
Thank you, Ron, for having me on the show.
Oh, hey. So this is another very important part of what we do. We're not just serving job seekers, but we're serving employers in our region.
Correct.
We cover 22 communities. We're interacting with the chambers, and and we're looking to meet their needs. We're looking to fill their job orders. We're looking to help them find some good people to fill their jobs. And I know you're new to this. We just started you recently, and you've got a brand new team. So tell us a little bit about how you're, sort of making some progress here and what you're doing.
Yeah, so I mean, each career center, we have a set of numbers that we have to achieve, and for us, we're coming in a little behind the 8 ball, considering we're at the end of the fiscal year almost. So we want to make a really big impact. So we brought in some key players with marketing backgrounds and some BSR roles, which is the business service representative, and we're really looking at the numbers and how we can encompass the numbers, how we can manipulate the way we work to achieve those numbers, not manipulating the numbers, but really manipulating the way we work to achieve the numbers we need. So we're looking at it as another holistic approach, as you guys have used today, and we're really trying to rebrand ourselves and make sure people understand what we do, and make sure that not only the employers but actually the job seekers know what we do, what we provide for services, and that's kind of where we're at right now, is really trying to get our boots on the ground and get out there and really try to engage employers as we build some trust in understanding of the roles, so that we can start providing services across our SDA.
So what are some of the challenges that you see in terms of providing that? Is it, I know it's a new team, do you find that you've got the tools that you need? Do you find that, what's your approach in terms of trying to get these businesses to connect better with these businesses?
Well, I think the first is establishing trust, understanding that relationships take a little longer than just one phone call, right?
Yeah.
Making sure that we're really all speaking the same tone when we're approaching a business, so that they get the idea of what we do. I think so often is people just think of us either as the unemployment center or a place that just has a long list of people waiting for jobs, which it really isn't really what we really do. We assist with that, and we want to be known as a resource. How can we assist you to better assist your company and its needs? How can we provide services that equate to today and will help you today to move forward? So we're really looking at it from that. Build the team, build the trust, and start working with these employers.
Now, there's so many different services and programs that are out there available for employers. So as part of what you do is kind of communicating some of that to them in terms of what they can get and how they can access that?
Yeah, so we have a great team that focuses on grants, and there's a lot of grants throughout the Commonwealth, and we want to make sure that they have access to those grants, make sure they fit into the grants, and if they do, how can we assist them to assist their team to go ahead and get those grants? How can we partner together to get those grants? So we're really looking at expanding some of those grants and helping more of the businesses within our area to tap into those dollars and make sure they know that it's out there. I think the problem is not knowing is half the battle. In this case, we'll be out there speaking the lingo and assuring that they understand what's going on with the grants and what they potentially can tap into.
And one of the things we're trying to do now, too, is to better meet the needs of the employers, is to look at apprenticeships, look at on-the-job training, look at internships, to sort of plug people in and provide support and help employers fill particular positions. So maybe tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so at this point, we've been working on a project about incumbent OJT and on-the-job training, where we'll work with individual employers, create plans with them, for them, with their team to enhance their own employees and build up their skills, because it's all about upskilling their own employees. And we're also looking at OJT and registered apprenticeship. Registered apprenticeship has been out there forever, and I think a lot of people think union-based. Nobody ever thinks about their own company tapping into the registered apprenticeship programs. But there's a lot out there that we could sit down and we can discuss and create, again, to enhance their workspaces. So we'll be putting a lot of emphasis in that in the next few months, specifically in the OJT and the incumbent, but also tapping into those registered apprenticeship programs so that people know they're out there and that they're a resource to them that could definitely assist their companies in their hires. So
you're also looking at job fairs coming up and doing those on a regular basis too?
Right. Currently, we offer a informational recruitment session every Thursday at the Career Center. So if you're in the neighborhood between 1:30 and 3:30 any day of the week, you can stop by and stop into one of our informational sessions and meet with a recruiter or an employer at that time. It's specific to one employer at that on those days. But we're also looking to enhance our our job fairs. We're actually going to be conducting a pretty substantial size one in-house on May 18th this year. And we're looking forward to bringing about 15 employers and giving them access to the Career Center and pulling in and drawing in some talent for those openings they currently have. So that is one of our goals we look forward to providing moving forward.
And you're also working, I mean, we service the South Shore area, but these mass hires exist all around the Commonwealth. In fact, they're under the Department of Labor. They exist all around the country. So do you do some collaborative efforts with maybe some other regions, or has it been like, I believe, maybe a statewide kind of a fair, or how does that work?
So yeah, we do provide virtual online through a resource, a platform with statewide for different organizations where we can bring in a bunch of employers and do it all by the seat in the seat of your own home.
Yep.
Which is it's very collaborative. Sometimes state to state. We had a New England-based one that was all the New England states included. But we also do mass hire specific ones. So that is a resource we do have out there utilizing virtual and in-house job fairs.
Okay. And employers could find out about us how? Are we directing them to the website? Is there a phone number they could call? I mean, how would they connect to us if they have a need and they want some information or they want some services? What would you suggest?
Initially, I would say tap into our website. There's a lot of information under the business tab in our website.
Okay.
It allows them to post jobs where we'd assist them in posting their jobs. But it has a lot of details. And we're looking to enhance that with some video footage in the near future. So definitely tap into the website. You can call into the Career Center, 617-745-4000. Ask for myself or the team, and we're more than happy to talk to any businesses in the area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
CTI.
I think there's a lot of potential here to help meet a lot of needs of businesses in the South Shore. And it's a tough time because, I mean, you have a situation where there are a lot of jobs that are open and there aren't enough people to fill those jobs. So what are your thoughts relative to that?
Well, I think we have to start with training. And right now, as an organization, we've took a lot of pride in pushing the CTI grant, right?
Yep.
And I think we've been very successful, and we really want to get employers on board for hiring these folks. We're bringing people in right now for manufacturing, culinary, the HVAC, and carpentry, and we're going to be looking for employers to come out and hire those folks on and have career fairs. So it's a good time for employers to reach out to us so that we can go ahead and get them in line, to work with these individuals coming out, and they can upskill them within their own facilities and tap into some potential dollars that will assist them in building up those same hires they're going to be bringing in the front door. So very exciting times around the Commonwealth, especially with the CTI grant. I'm excited, our team's excited, and we're really pushing it, and we're looking for more partners with the employers in the region. So
they should reach out?
They definitely should reach out. They got the number. They got the face.
They got the face.
So just give us a call, and we'll be happy to help you out.
Yeah. So it's not just about going to college anymore. It's about creating career paths in areas where they could do very well with the training that we could provide and assistance we could provide, and they could be making a decent amount of money, a living wage, better than a living wage, right? So
correct. Yeah, it's not all about the college. I mean, of course, there's going to be people that want to attain their college credentials, and that's fine. They can do that. But right now, the trades are hurting, and we need to get people back in the trades. We need people, working on houses and whatnot. So this puts them on a direct pathway into the trades with the potential of future advancement and upskilling themselves. So it's an opportunity of a lifetime. I mean, people are reaching out daily. We're excited to help them. Now it's to get the employers on board to start hiring those folks. So we're really excited for this next quarter, actually.
And we're also working as a team internally. So you're working with the folks in youth. You're working with the counselors. Tell me a little bit about how that.
Right. So we really wanted to set this team early with having the idea of reaching out with olive branches. We don't want to feel like we're a siloed department. So we work with the youth team very closely. I mean, they have a lot of needs, a lot of internships, a lot of placements for youth throughout the summer. We place a lot of people with that team. We work with the DevOps around Veterans Affairs and veterans and whatnot. So we try to tap into every part of the Career Center, building relationships with the folks that work in each department so that we can be giving better services, quality services to the people coming through the front door, but also for the businesses on the backside. Because we want it to be a totally encompassed approach to front end to the back end, from the job seeker right into the employment opportunity placement. So that's what we're looking to do moving forward.
Good. We're keeping our fingers crossed that it's all working, right?
At this point, we're going to say it's working, it's moving in the right direction.
Excellent.
And we're going to continue to break down doors if we have to.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks, Mike.
thank you, Ron.
Yep. I want to thank you for watching this episode about Mass Hire. Hopefully we're not that the best kept secret anymore. We have a great team to serve you. We have some great services and programs to provide to you. So connect with us on our website, masshiress.com, or give us a call at 617-745-4000. Again, we serve 22 communities in the South Shore area. But these centers also exist around the Commonwealth as well as around the country. And we're here every day to try to make a difference, to try to help you get back to work, to try to help you fill a job. So please connect with us. Thank you.